Guys, welcome back to another Clash Royale episode. Today's video, we are going to be talking about 21 things you probably didn't know about Clash Royale. Now before the video starts, can you guys please check out my brand new channel called Imperial Sounds. You guys have a lot of questions of what music I use in my videos, and every single song that I use is posted on that channel, and I also do make top 10 beat drops. If you guys are interested in that, please subscribe to that channel, that would mean a lot. And please don't forget to like the video. That is the best way to show your support for the channel. And now let's get stuck into these 21 facts you probably didn't know about Clash Royale. Number 1. Battles used to cost gold. This meant that when you wanted to battle a lot, you'd spend your card money on actually just battling players, and if your chest slot was full, you're just wasting a lot of gold. The idea of battles costing gold came from Clash of Clans, but players were finding themselves with way too little gold and a lot of cards to upgrade, and it just kind of interrupted the balance of the game. The mirror back then had different aesthetics. It had a darker tint, and also when you used the mirror card, you didn't get a +1 level on your card that you mirrored, you got an on par level. This made the mirror card known as the worst card ever when the game first got released. When the Golem card first got released, it had no spikes on the back of it. It actually had a dog collar around its neck, which makes no sense. It didn't even correlate with Clash of Clans, and that's why they changed the Golem card to have spikes on it that looks very similar to a high level Golem in Clash of Clans. Now this one is a bit of an Easter egg. On the guard shields, there's a crown logo on it, which is pretty cool. It's like a mini Easter egg, or maybe it's just the logo of the game. We're having trouble discovering if it's like has actual meaning or if it's just for good aesthetics. Even the blue king that you see on the image in front of you and also on my banner has a crown on it, so that's probably more for an actual aesthetic look rather than just an Easter egg. And furthermore, there's actual crown banners on Arena 1 on those two statues. I showed you guys this before on my past video talking about the maps, but it seems to have reappeared in this idea. There's also a big crown located on the top left gong of Legendary Arena, which is, I think it looks pretty cool. The gong hasn't done anything yet in the game. Maybe it'll make a sound effect in the future, but it's a really cool aesthetic. Even the Royal Arena has a bunch of crowns on the side barriers. So apparently when the game first got released, the Prince card was a rare card and the Mini P.E.K.K.A was an epic card. I think the Prince was just way too powerful for a rare card, which is why they changed it to an epic later on. And this does make a lot of sense because most epic cards have like a 2 mechanic type of mechanism. Like the Prince, he speeds up, then he attacks the target, which is like 2 mechanics, while the Mini P.E.K.K.A is very blunt, sort of like a Valkyrie, and only has 1 hitting effect, and that's it. When Clash Royale first came out, you could only have 1 deck. You couldn't even copy and paste other decks, which is very painful because if you like a certain deck and you want to keep it, but you also want to try out another deck, there's a high chance they're going to forget the exact cards, and you're also going to screw up maybe your other deck. And if you ever wanted to copy down another deck, you'd have to take a screenshot on your phone and then like open up a new file, then, or at least if you have photographic memory, just do it that way. But ultimately, the update that gave us 3 decks made everybody happy, and it just made a lot of sense because there's a lot of different deck types, and switching out your cards to like change your deck all the time does get very annoying. So you can actually have multiple accounts on one device. I didn't know this before. I bought a second device just to do this, which is so dumb. But I don't know how it works on Google, but on Apple, you go to your game center, you switch your account basically, and when you log back on the Clash Royale, you get this option to switch to a different account. Very cool. So apparently there's a secret button on Clash Royale that if you switch to a different language, I don't know what it is, somebody please tell me down below in the comments, but if you switch to the language and you go to the chest tab where you buy a legendary and magical chest, and you scroll to the very bottom, there's an option to click something that has a blue button on it. Once again, I don't know the language, so somebody please translate it down below in the comments and tell everybody what exactly it means because I am very confused by this. The tombstone image in Clash Royale is exactly identical to the Clash of Clans tombstone. Laziness. In the Clash Royale commercial, it shows a minion actually throwing juice at the buildings or like throwing poison. But in the actual game, we all know that it just swipes. It doesn't throw anything at the targets. So does that make this commercial a mistake? Or is it just visuals? The Log and Lumberjack actually have a really long history together. In the bio, it says that they've known each other for a long time. And also, when you load the game, there's a tip saying that these guys go way back. So they're hinting at a storyline that goes beyond the Clash Royale universe. If somebody here knows their storyline, just comment that down below, along with also the Chinese button that we don't know about. Like, are they gonna make a Clash Royale movie? Is this what's happening? The Bowler in Clash Royale and the Warden in Clash of Clans had the exact same sound effect. Does this make Supercell dirt cheap and lazy? Or are they hinting at another storyline? I'm just kidding. I don't know what this means yet, but I'm kind of dying to see a conclusion of if there's like a correlation. Now, when the Knight card was first introduced to Clash Royale, it had red and blue shoulder pads on the side of its, shoulders. And for some reason, very subtly, they changed it to have a strap around its shoulder instead of having blue and red shoulder pads. and now the strap resembles what team it's on. I think this change was to make the knight look a bit less blocky, because having colored shoulder pads doesn't look too natural, so the shoulder strap looks a bit more modern, or for its time, it looks better. The tombstone in Clash of Clans is actually a decoration, not a spawner like we see in Clash Royale. It was maybe a hint at what to see in the future when it was first released. So maybe if we take a look at other map features in Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, we might get a little hint of what to see in the future of the game. One skeleton does more damage than one miner on a tower. I didn't know this. I didn't know how strong one skeleton's DPS was, but it's really strong. And that's why the skeleton army continues to be one of the best damaging troops in the game. I find this one very cool that they're actually like switching over games when they're including aesthetics, because as seen here, the Goblin Hut from Clash Royale is actually the same Goblin Hut, or at least looks very similar to the Goblin Hut in Clash of Clans, which was like 5 years ago. So we're talking like ancient stuff. So the Elite Barbarian, the look of it, came from the upgraded barbarians in Clash of Clans, and those barbarians in Clash of Clans came from, or were inspired from, the helmet in Skyrim. So a lot of connecting happening, like a 3-step point connection, but they're going deep. All the barbarian cards in Clash Royale had the exact same sound effect. This makes sense though, because they're like the same person, so yeah. Now I found this one out from Havoc Gaming, which is a great YouTube channel. You guys should check him out. I actually got inspired to do top 10 lists and so forth because of him, so great guy. But apparently in Arena 6, if you take a look at the log, it shows the legendary log on the side of it. While before the log did get released to the game, it was like a small crappy stump instead of the actual log card. So if you guys ever spot anything sketchy on any arena that looks like it could become a card, then comment that down below. That would be a big help for just like foreshadowing videos of us telling you what might come to the game in the future. So for my past episode, you guys might already know this one, but the Expo used to attack air cards, had 1+ tile range, and also had way better DPS, a lot more HP, and was just kind of overpowered, and now it's kind of dead. The Prince card, the Lumberjack, and the Knight are actually related. If you go ahead and you read the description of the Lumberjack, it says that because they're cousins, they share very similar traits, and they talk about the mustache and the beard and how they'll have like facial hair because they're connected. And once again, we don't know where the storyline is heading, but it might become a movie or a TV series. Nobody knows except for the Clash Royale people where this is heading. The most inefficient thing to do in Clash Royale is to put down a Musketeer and then put down a mirrored Musketeer card, because a 3 Musketeer card for the exact same cost gives you like 3 Musketeers, as the name states. So it's a very inefficient thing to do. Never mirror down a Musketeer. That is a bad strategy. So everybody, that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed these 21 facts, because personally myself, I didn't know any of them before I did the research. So I was pretty shocked by these facts. Maybe you were too. And if you were, then leave a like on the video. That would help so much. And remember, 501 likes is today's goal for our episode. Now everybody, I can't thank you enough for getting my channel to 80k subscribers. That is a big milestone that I promised myself that I would try and get, and we did achieve that. So thank you everybody. When you think about it, 10,000 subscribers in the past 5 days. That is a huge amount of growth in a short amount of time. Thank you everybody for the support. And in reward of this, I am doing a big giveaway on my second channel called Imperial Sounds. Now go over there, subscribe to that channel, and also go ahead and turn notifications. I have a really big Premium Apps account with a lot of points. I can get like a total of 6 $50 iTunes cards or Google Play cards, depending on what you guys want. And 6 lucky people there will win one of those cards. That is a promise, because I have a Canadian account in Clash Royale, and Premium Apps is an American company. And for some reason, I can't use American cards on my Canadian Clash Royale account because they're totally different currencies. Now, the reason why I have a music channel in the first place is because 10 months ago, I had got a lot of comments asking me about what music I use in my videos and where do I find them. So I just decided to make my own channel where I post that music to hopefully promote it, because I like it a lot. I don't also just promote songs, I add bass to it so it sounds a bit better if you're having earphones or either subwoofers, but I think it's mostly aimed towards earphone boosting, which is kind of good because I myself don't have earphones or headphones with a lot of bass, which might suck for those big heavy headphone users, but it doesn't really matter because I can always just change it in the future. Nothing too permanent. And the last thing I do on the channel is make top 10 beat drop lists and also top 10 bass drop lists. There's a bit of a difference. One's aimed towards melodies and one is aimed towards how big the bass is when it comes at you. In a nutshell, that's that channel. So please subscribe there and turn notifications. That would mean so much to me. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.